back to the Rondell Lane podcast with episode number 30. We just hit another milestone. Today we in here with Adrian. Adrian, say your last name, man. I don't know how to say
It's Muñoz.
Y'all heard him. I can't say it. I can't say it. So, man, I don't know if you've seen the podcast, but, I talk to different creatives, entrepreneurs, things like that. And I actually met this guy a couple of years back when I was working part-time at Best Buy, of all places. I actually made a video about that and why I went to work at Best Buy. I'm going to drop this right here and probably put it in the descriptions. But anyway, man, tell the people a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, I think I would like to remark a little bit of that I was, like I said, we met at Best Buy. I was also working part-time. Mm-hmm. It was funny because I actually just moved back to Greensboro because I was basically going to college the year before. Mm-hmm. And I remember our friend was like, look, Adrian, if you're gonna look for a job outside of this field that you've been studying, look for something that you like, something that you enjoy. So I was like, I like technology, I like production, I like sound, I like this. I was like, let me try to work at Best Buy. And it was nice, I think it was a nice experience. I think even though there were like certain moments, I think I really think we had a good crew.
Me too.
Yeah, I think we had a good crew. Like I've seen some Best Buy sound like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I've heard some horror stories.
But besides that, some people may know, some people may not. I'm Dominican. I was born and raised there. I came here when I was about 15, and I came here actually like half through my junior year. So to me, it was not like, oh, let me move, because it was more like a decision of my parents. It was me like, yo, now I got to figure out another whole culture. I need to figure out what I'm going to do when it comes to my college, because I already had the colleges I wanted to attend over there and everything. And I remember I was going to study marine biology, and on my senior year, when we still used to have the art academy in Charlotte, they went to Page, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I remember I was seeing like production, and it was music production and also photography, and I was like, that's interesting. And I called my mom one day. I was like, I'm gonna study music, and she was like, you sure? Like, is somebody pressuring you? Is somebody telling you to? I was like, no, I want to study music. Mm-hmm. And I think, at least for cameras, whether it's video, photo, or anything, everything came out of music, I was like, I want to create good visuals for my music, so I started learning from there.
That's pretty good. So, with that being said, what are you leaning more towards today? Is it music?
It's funny because I make music because I like it. I haven't released a song in 2 years. I have the projects. I actually finished an EP. But I started thinking about it like 2 years ago when I started actually taking this more serious. And it was that I was like, yo, I love music. It is hard to make money out of music. You have to tour, you have to have merch and stuff. It's not through streams. You make nothing. And I was like, more than music itself, I love the process of composing, writing, being in the studio. And then I figure I wanted to like just tell the stories, because that's what I like in general, whether it's we have a photo shoot, whether we're making a song. And right now I'm focusing more on the business. Like this year myself is just focusing on my writing and photography and video. Mm-hmm. I think I fell in love with it without noticing.
Let's go back to what you said earlier. You said you were from the DR?
Yeah.
Okay.
DR.
What was your idea of America before you got over here?
Ooh, that's actually a very interesting question. I don't know how to truly express this, because we all have like different ideas. I would say like immigrants. But in my case, since I'm from the capital city and I used to study in downtown, I'm so used to be having interactions with foreigners over there. Like, I used to literally get out of high school, make a turn in the block, and you see a bunch of Italian people, Germans, this, and that. My grandma's front neighbor, who one of them was German. So since I kind of had an interaction with that, and we have so many influence because of the tourism, whether it's in hip-hop and all that crap since I grew up, I think what did amaze me was the fact of all houses do look the same, bro. Like, over there, we don't have that. Like, neighborhoods don't look that alike.
That's what you're saying.
Like, their houses. Everybody paints their house how they want to. It's weird that you see like an HOA type of environment.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They have like, so you have like, for example, I used to get
We don't
lost.
have all the colorful houses.
No, I used to get lost here because the first 6 months because I was walking or running around the house, and I was like, which street am I at? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, because over there you have so many like small businesses or crap that you're like, oh, that's a reference, like a mental reference. I know where I'm going, but I would say like I didn't think about. And I'm not trying to get political and crap. It was the whole race thing.
Gotcha.
Like over here,
is it as worse here than it?
Yeah, because there you do have like classism and colorism sometimes, but over here it's more of a everybody's on with their people only, and over there it's more like, oh, I'm Dominican first and then I'm black. I'm Dominican first then I'm white. I'm Dominican first then I'm Asian. Here it's more like I'm this and then an American.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so to me, when people used to be like saying all these things, it was like weird. I felt weird. I was like, what's...
So when you got here, when people see you, they automatically think you're black.
I mean, I'm black,
but
I'm not American.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like
they take you as a black American.
Yeah, they take me as a black American until I start speaking.
Gotcha.
Until I started speaking, like, and people was like, "Oh, where are you from?"
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, well, I'm from the DR," or like you don't know. It even happens with a lot of Hispanic people because depending on which Hispanic country you're from, they have more or less black population. But most Hispanic people don't know I'm Hispanic. You know,
Gotcha.
They used to talk to me, and sometimes I
remember when you start talking.
Man, it used to happen at Best Buy, and they came to me and speak in English, and I speak to them in Spanish, and they keep speaking English. I was like, "You didn't notice I'm talking in Spanish?" They were like, "Oh no, I did."
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a reminder. I remember when people would come in and they only speak Spanish. We'd be looking for you, man. Like,
man, I was talking to them. I was talking to them in Spanish, and they didn't even notice I was talking to them in Spanish.
That's crazy.
Sometimes.
Have you ever heard anybody say something racist
towards me
in Spanish?
Oh yeah. Oh man, it happened at Best Buy. It happened. I remember this old lady. She had some questions. We were training some of the new people. I think it was like there around the last time when I was working there. And they call me, so I'll go there, and she's coming, and I hear them speaking in Spanish. I'm not gonna say what he said, but when she was like, "Oh, let's go ask him," he basically said, "Was he gonna know?" He said something before.
What that N word gonna know?
Kind of, but he was like, "Was he gonna know?" And then when they were right there, I started speaking in Spanish to them. The guy used to look into the floor. He kept his side the whole time.
You know what he said about you.
Yeah, and it has happened.
Yeah, I had a friend she was telling me about. She used to date this African guy, and he spoke multiple languages.
Yeah.
And she was like, they were going somewhere one day, and there was some people behind them just going in, calling them names, and he turned around and started talking to them in their language, and they were like.
Yeah, yeah, man.
That's crazy.
And I think it's sad because, for example, I remember when the whole Black Lives Matter came out. I used to have some conversations with a guy in Best Buy, and one of the conversations I had with them was about that because I started talking to them and they were like, "No, man, you don't understand, Adrian, because you think as a Hispanic." And I'm like, "Bro, like I cannot bleach my skin. Like I don't think more black than Hispanic. I'm not American. That's different." But I don't think like one more than the other. Like I've experienced racism in the DR too. Yeah. Like I have experienced it. Like I've seen it. I'm more my brother because he's darker than me. Mm-hmm. So my brother he has healed a lot. Like, but it's the fact that I've been telling people it's just different, and I've been able to see the two perspectives now because Black history is so much different in this country, man. Like. I don't know how to explain it because I believe Black people have suffered in different parts of the world, but it is different here.
Yeah, it's like
it's something. It's something like that is still so tense and more constant. Because let's be honest, like people has been free here, like what 19. If we go to reality, it's just the 19 something.
Right.
People was free in DR like at the beginning of the 1800s. You know?
Yep.
And over there, again, it's more like a money thing. It's not really like what race you are. Mm-hmm. If you got money or you have something that is valuable, like, we don't care about that.
Yeah, over here, it don't really matter if you
got money.
It
doesn't matter. Yeah, like, of course, over there's people that is stupid.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you transition, man, from music to kind of getting into like video and photography, right?
Yeah.
What do you prefer the most, or what do you do most in your career today? Is it video or photography?
Today I've been doing more video. It's funny. It's funny because I only started doing video seriously like year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And I've been doing more video than pictures. I think partly it's because you don't have that much competitions in North Carolina to make like really good video.
I don't know.
To make really good video, I think now that people is moving, yeah, but before, like...
Yeah, before, yeah.
So I think that still, like, there's still more hunger from people to get more videographers.
10 years ago, there was no competition.
No, there
either
was,
one of
no.
them.
And there is here now, but it's not the same. Like, some people, they used to do it to do it.
Yeah,
like,
that's a lot. It's a lot of that.
Okay, I'm going to get... How messy can I get in this?
Hey, man.
Okay, so...
Ain't no rules, man.
I have a problem with wedding videographers. And I have a problem with wedding photographers, too. Because I've done events. Man, like... And I understand the struggle. I understand it is exhausting to do events and do weddings. I feel like complain too much, man. I've done a 3-day event and edit all the pictures in 2 hours. And and I'm talking about not just like call. No, I did everything and I call everything. But I do believe there's struggles. But sometimes I hear too much complaint. Like for example, if you actually look, I've met, at least in the state, not that many wedding videographers that actually take time to color grade. They look good, but there's not like high-end production in the video. You know, it's just like, I'm like, bro, it's just like, you know about cameras. I can see you know about, but there is no editing really there.
Yeah.
You're just compiling things.
But that's because a lot of people just do it to make, it's a side hustle.
Exactly.
They're not doing it as that's their passion.
Exactly.
It's just.
And I respect that. I just don't like, it's something like, for example.
And then it comes to the client too.
Exactly.
Like
that
person that's doing that might only be making $500 per wedding.
Exactly. But at least like something I'm gonna talk about it in my page. Like I'm trying to push to create content myself. I think it's weird as a content, like when you create content for people, you have to find time to create your own crap.
Right.
That's what I'm doing now. That's what I'm doing now.
It's been my issue for the past 5 years.
Let me just stop doing like all this crap. Let me start putting like excuses. Let me just make something simple.
Yeah.
And like last night I recorded this small reel on which I was talking about that. Like my mindset now is like, it's okay when you vent. It's okay when you talk about your problems, your worries, what you're tired about. But I feel like when you're just talking and you don't look for a solution, you're just complaining. And I hate complaints, bro. Like, it's uncomfortable to be beside somebody that is always just complaining. Like, you can talk as much trash as you want to beside me if you solve things. But, and sometimes, I think sometimes the solution is to understand you cannot solve something, Like, sometimes it's like, whatever, I cannot do this out of my hands. Let me just focus on something else. But just complaining, bro, it's exhausting. It's draining.
What's funny about that is sometimes, like, I know some people, well, they complain about things, and I'll try to, what they're complaining about is super simple to me. And I see the solution. Because a lot of times the problem is something they're doing. It's not external. Yeah. And I'll tell them, if you do this, then they'll end up getting mad at me. Cussing me out. Like, I'm just trying to help.
I'm trying to help.
That problem ain't really as big as you're making it.
I stopped trying to help.
Yeah, I'm getting there now.
I stopped because I feel like I always wanted to be like a superhero without noticing, like trying to help people because I know, but I was like, I'm just trying to help my people now. If they won't, even if they want it, if they don't, they do as they want. Like, I'm gonna be here. Like, I know there is people, and I'm gonna be there even if they mess up. Right. Like that's something I understood a few months ago when I went to see my brother because I'm by myself in Charlotte, and like I told you, to me actually my transition from DR to here, I wouldn't say it was the healthiest, especially because my dad has always been traveling. So technically, I was by myself a lot of the time, and it was more like my brother made me really understand, like, yo, I'm here. I'm not advising you. You live your life. If you messed up, I'm going to be here. If you do good, I'm going to be here. So it was like me trying to practice that with my people now. Like, okay, if you want my advice, cool. If you don't, that's it.
Yeah. What's some of your biggest issues that you find in the industry of, making content for others?
For others? Making content.
And to add on to that, now, you do more content like lifestyle stuff, right?
It depends really because lately I've been doing reels lately for certain people, but I mainly, at least for example, for pictures, I do mainly portraits, but I don't do like family pictures.
Gotcha.
I do solo portraits. I enjoy doing that. And for video, I do mainly events and documentary style.
Okay.
So I find it difficult to me to do like lifestyle because I feel it's too messy for me to be dealing with families sometimes. Even though I used to do that in the studio, but it's like I'm tired of that.
Yeah, that's what made I switched over. But honestly, I'm thinking about going back to it.
Yeah.
Just because it's like I feel like I'm leaving a lot of money on the table.
Yeah, that's I'm doing it, but I'm not like putting it out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm doing.
Because I actually had a brand that I was doing all of that stuff under, and I let that website go like 3 or 4 years ago now. I'm thinking about bringing it back, just because I'll get people that go to my business website and hit me up about weddings or kid photos. And I'm like, I don't want to mix that.
Mm-hmm.
So I might just bring back the old
I
brand
think that would be great.
Just because like last month, man, I made a good amount of money shooting like lifestyle stuff.
Man,
nobody knows I did it. I didn't post it anywhere,
I don't be posting it, but it's there.
Yeah.
Like for example, I've been trying to do some products. I don't know if I will keep doing it because sometimes I like clothing. I love clothing.
My man's is killing with it.
I love clothing, but like certain products, sometimes I like. And it's not the products. It's working with the clients because sometimes they're so overwhelmed with everything they're doing that they don't sit down to that. I'm just like, bro, calm down. Let's talk. Let me help you so you can post this in the best way. Yeah. Not just put all the pictures in once.
Right.
But yeah, you were saying like the most difficult about the industry as creating content for people.
Yeah. Is it commercial or is it a little bit of?
I'm trying to go commercial. I'm trying to go commercial. Like that's my goal. I enjoy it. I think personally it's better in the way that if you're someone that is if you are creative, whether it is pictures, videos, as copywriter, and you are organized, you will want to work with those type of things because they have an idea of what they want.
Right. That's
why I want to work with it. Like it's easier. Like I prefer to have you get your idea and help you shape it than make everything and see if you like it.
Right.
Honestly, what I find more difficult is communication, man. I think in general, like nowadays, we don't communicate at all, and people expect something, but they don't tell me beforehand. So I ask as many questions as I have to.
Yeah.
And I don't care if they get tired of me, but it's because I try to make. It sounds lazy, but I'm trying to work as less as I can.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because that's
smarter, not harder.
Yeah, I think it's like people don't understand why we buy so much equipment. Like I can do it with a T7. I had a T7 for so long, but it's like, no, man, I'm trying to work as little as possible. Like if I can have good mics, if I can have a good camera, good lights, if I can have something decent, I don't have to kill myself like that. Let's do it. So with people is that like I'm really pushing this last year. I've been pushing. Taking notes, pre-production, like so. I feel is that some people they don't want to take the time to do pre-production, man, and
they don't.
I that's on my policy now. If you don't want to sit down for pre-production, we're not working.
Wow. Yeah, you gotta have your standards, man.
It has saved me so much time, so much trouble. Also, I would say it's communication in general, man, because you can also have the people that has inquiries, and you learn not to care or more like forget about it until a deposit is there. You learn that.
Yeah.
But I feel it will be also gentle from people to be like, oh man, I'm not working with you. Nice, cool. Like I tell people, if you're not working with me, I'm gonna be cool. Tell me. Yeah. If you have for example, if you have an issue with a payment, let me know, and I'm cool.
Yeah. That makes sense. Like so, with that though, if they do have an issue with the payment. Do you haggle prices or are you?
I do have late fees. But I think it depends on the person. I think if it's a recurring client and it's something I understand, I personally may be a little more flexible. You know, I think it depends really. But I'm forcing myself to exercise more of my contracts. Like I don't know if I told you that I had an issue with a college football player like a year and a half ago. He's still on the run. He blocked me on everything. I still have like half a year more to sue him. And I see he's playing semi-professional now. So I'm like, that sounds like a good check. Let me see if I go to a small claims or
something. You
something.
gave him content and he didn't.
Yeah, I have everything. He tried to delete everything. I have screenshots. I have the contract. I have the emails he sent.
You never send the content until you get paid, bro.
That's something else like that.
I was talking before we started recording. Like, that's simple advice I've given to people, and they're like, "Wow!" And I'm like, "How do you?"
It's funny
because
how do
you not know that? That's
I was barely starting to use contracts, like enforcing them. And he was the one that make me like remake the contracts.
I mean, even outside of contracts, like what I'm saying is.
Oh no, yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, if you shoot something, especially if I don't know you, I'm not giving you the content.
Yeah.
Because at that point, they got all the power. They got all the leverage.
Yeah, like it's funny because I didn't use watermarks, and just this week I was like, I'm gonna start putting my watermarks and stuff. Like, I'm gonna deliver a preview, put the watermarks, and you let me know if you want it. I deliver previews like when I'm working with the client that asks for it. Most time I don't do none of that. I don't either.
I'll do none of that. I choose the edits.
Yeah,
like sometimes if I'm working with like a big influencer, they might want control. But
yeah, I get it.
95% of the people I work with.
No, I most of the people I choose it too because it's like
that's just extra time.
It's just extra. And in my case, for example, I don't really do like limited amount of pictures really because I know there's pictures I may not use and keep on my portfolio, but the client wants them. So if it's okay, and I'm not gonna deliver.
That's an upsell. That's an upsell, man.
But let me explain. I'm not gonna sell. I'm gonna give you like 50 pictures. That's different, But more like, let's say I'm not gonna be like I'm gonna give you 8 pictures. Like I'm like, bro, I don't know.
So give me
And it's because technically in my case, like I can edit, like do my Dutch and burn and stuff. I don't do it like that no more. Like. Sometimes we start editing. Scale. Yeah, it's like we're editing crap people not gonna notice sometimes.
Yeah, unless you're working with females.
Yeah, but I just take what they're gonna notice. Because like,
I do like. So my mini sessions, I'll give back like 10 highly edited photos.
Yeah.
So. That justifies what I charge.
Yeah,
and I mean, even with that, I'm giving away a lot because I see people.
Yeah,
I've seen people that charge $350
or
give you 5 edits, and it's $25.
I just saw today somebody that charges like $350 for like 8. And
yeah. So I be something like.
And I was like to myself, I was like, we need to bring them prices up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure. Like, definitely, I went up this year a little bit because I'm working with people and we start talking, and they're like, I shot. Well, this guy booked my studio to shoot some reels, and he said. He's trying to learn to shoot reels himself because he went to somebody to do 3 reels. He makes like Hoochie Daddy shorts is what they call it. So he brought a guy in to shoot some content himself. He said like the weekend before he hired somebody for 3 reels and some still images. It was $1,200.
Man, that's what I'm.
He didn't think that was high. He didn't think that was high. He talked to a guy in Charlotte because the guy he used was local. He talked to a guy in Charlotte. Said for the same thing that guy told him $2,500.
That's what I mean, man.
I'm thinking to myself, like,
I'm thinking to myself, I'm charging nothing. I talk to myself. I made so many reels the other day. I'm like, bro. And I start checking. And then I was like, because I'm not used to make like short form content.
Me either. It took me a minute to get.
And I was like, let me start checking the market. And I started checking. I was like, I'm selling myself. I was like, I really am selling myself. Sure. When I see people, sometimes the lowest they charge is $100 per reel. Per reel. And I'm like. So I think it is understandable with, like, for example, if I like your project, I don't mind going down. If we talk straight, I don't mind going down a little, but it's that constant struggle of like helping people out and having a business.
Yeah, it's like you got to eat, bro.
Yeah, because now my mindset is that.
How do you feel if you give them a discount or whatever on that reel, and then that reel makes them $20,000 in business?
Just imagine.
They're not gonna give you no extra money. Like, hey man, you hooked me up. Like,
no.
They're not gonna do that.
I've had certain good clients. Like, I'll be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I have had certain good clients that there's the one that texts me out of nowhere. Like, for example, one client texted me last week and they were like, "Oh, this is your sale, right?" I was like, "Yes, wow." And then you send me like out of nowhere, they just send me money. I was like, "Cool." Like,
that's because they know you undercharged.
Yeah, I was like, "Cool."
They should have been paying more for that project.
No, but it is that, man. Like, I've been telling people, for example, like, I don't do crazy edits because I'm like, people is not gonna pay me. Like, I'm not gonna kill myself for something people is not willing to pay. Like, I stopped thinking of, people is no. Yeah, we know people is not willing to pay ever. Like, they don't know what we're doing. They don't know the years you struggle to learn things, especially when you don't go really to college or you learn this by yourself to an extent.
Right. Trial and error.
And it's trial and error. Like,
Practice.
in this industry, it's trial and error, finding your style, finding how you're going to do it. Like, people don't know when you were struggling. And sometimes it's still in that because last year, I was able to go full time. And I had to stop because I focused on something else in 1 month, everything crumbled. Now I'm getting back, and I'm like, man, I'm going to charge what I need to charge. Like,
So you're full time right now?
No yet.
No.
Well, technically, yeah, but I want to increase more. I want to make it like, okay, I'm cool with this. I really want to make a living.
Is that why you decided to start making content on your personal content also?
It's more like marketing, really. Because I'm like, why do I marry marketing for people and I don't market myself? Like, I have a book that's been out for almost 2 years, man. I never marketed my book before.
Wow.
Like, and I can't complain. Like, I tell you, like, I cannot be like, oh, nobody buys my book. I never marketed my book. Like,
that's how I feel about my course I made.
Like, what can I expect? You know,
we might have spent like $50 in ads, bro.
Man,
nothing.
No, I haven't put the time. Like, and if, for example, you can see, for example, when you find a photographer that is bad or so, we can't say they're bad, but they're putting in the work.
Yeah, the guy that's not at the skill level he should be for what he's getting. Like the jobs he's getting.
Yeah, but he's putting in the work.
Right.
He's putting in the work and the other stuff. Yeah. So, and today, for example, like, there is so many editing styles I hate. And the other day, I was like, I don't give it. Like, I hate them, but it's still, if it works for them and their clients are happy, whatever, you know?
Do you feel like you found your own style yet?
I have. I'm just tweaking little things from time to time, but I found my style maybe like 2.5 years ago. I went last year out of it. I regretted it so bad. I was like, nope, we're going back. We're going back home.
So, why did you steer off from?
I wanted to try new things.
Okay.
I think when you do this because you love it more than just business, you're always trying to grow. You're always trying something new. Like, I feel like when you are an artist, and I don't mean like traditional art. When you're an artist, you're always trying to grow.
Do you feel that being on social media, does that ever alter like your opinion on your own work? Like when you see other,
I do think it always happens. I feel I'm not a person that is easily influenced like that, but I do believe all of us are influenced to an extent. It's just the fact that I'm in a journey of healing in general in my life. So I talk to myself every day. I've been learning to love my work. I've been learning to understand, like, and the last clients I've had, thank God, they have helped me in this healing journey because they have helped me see how good I am at what I do. Like, like months ago, one of my clients texted me and she was like, "Yo, Adrian, I love these pictures." And she said these words, man. I think this is the best compliment I got as a photographer. She was like, "I hate my wedding pictures, Adrian, but every time we have a session, you make me feel beautiful."
That's awesome.
And it was pictures with her husband and her puppy. And it made me feel so good because I understood, like, man, I'm not the best photographer. I'm not the best videographer. My skill, and I understood my skill is to make people feel comfortable. My skill is to create, like, a good atmosphere. My skill is to give a good service. That's actually my skill, like, because I'm always there with the client, and I was asking them, and I was consulting, and, like, I made the client feel heard, you know? So I was like, I'm going to just focus on my skill. I'm charged for my skill.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. So, altogether, how long have you been doing this again?
Like, serious. I was talking today to myself. I was like, serious? I was like, Adrian, you've been doing this for like 5-6 years. But that you took it serious, maybe 2.5.
Okay.
But as a business, like 5 years, yeah, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, I started way back in 2011.
Yeah, I know, man.
2011, bro. I miss those days, man. The craft meant something. Now it's like so watered down, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody got a camera, like camera phones. They call themselves photographers. Like, that was the heyday, man. If you would have been around,
I still. That's what, you know. I still have that there in my head. Like I told you, I don't consider everybody a photographer by many reasons. I I just barely start considering myself a photographer, to be honest. Like, I think it also happens because you haven't exposed to many good people. So your standard is way up high. It's way up here. So when you see somebody just being cocky, it bothers you. It just bothers you because you love the craft. You love the craft. Yep. So I think it happens with me too. Like, I love the craft, and when I see trash work being glorified,
that part,
man, it's
like, I was reading the comments. Oh, this is amazing. This should be on a magazine. I'm like, what magazine?
What magazine?
What magazine you guys looking at that? Like, come on. Bro. Yeah. That's not hate, man. That's just
it's just how it is. Like, because, like, for example, I'm focusing more on niching down because I don't want to be a tradable jacks. I am because I do a lot of things. I know audio. I know this. I know that. And that's good. I love it. It helps me. It helps me because I'm doing like a whole production thing. Like, that's my goal. My goal really is more like a production house more than me working. And I was like, I can do all this crap, but I want to focus on something. Like, I want to be hired for what I like to do. And before I was scared because I think it all happens, like, whether it's music or whatever, because like, we have in our heads like, oh, this is what sells. And I do believe it's good for a time. But I talked to myself, I was like, why am I so scared to try to make the money I want for what I like? Like, I want this money from this, and this is what I like. I'm going to just try it. Yeah. There is market.
It's really good to niche down, man. We're in a better time right now because there's so much information out there, man. Like, the hurdles I had to jump through, even for the difference that we're at, like, you don't have to figure out what I had. The answers to what I had to figure out, they're there for you now.
Yeah.
And, like, my first 4 or 5 years, I was doing everything. I was shooting puppies, weddings.
I get it.
Everything. Like, if it involved a camera,
I'm there.
I'd take the job, man. You know
yeah, no, man.
But it took me time.
Like, I was traveling 5 hours.
Yeah, it took me time to learn that. Here's a simple way to break it down. You can go buy a hammer from Walmart for a good price. You go buy a hammer from Lowe's, it's going to cost more. Why?
They're specialized.
They're specialized.
And
it took me a while to learn that.
That's
That's why the guy can charge $1,000 for 2 headshots.
Man,
because he just does headshots.
It's the fact, like, I love this Colombian photographer. I've been following him for a time. And he said this words yesterday. And it made me, because I've been niching down, but it made me niche even more when he said it. He's like, you never seen a jack of all trades receive an award.
It's true. It's very true.
He's like, they can make a living, but they're not going to be renowned. Like, they're not going to be remembered.
That's back in my days when I was doing weddings. I haven't shot a wedding in, it'll be 3 years in March. But, like, back in my wedding days, right? There was people that me and my partner were 10 times better than, but they were getting $6,000 a wedding back in 2014, 2015. We're like,
that's a lot. In 2014, that's
like, how? We're doing weddings that look better, giving back more photos. We're only making $2,000, $1,500. But you go look on their website, it's literally nothing but weddings, bridal photos. They might have some maternity photos, but it was all built around lifestyle and
the thing is that, man, I think, like I tell you, I've learned so much from this photographer. Like, because at least the photographers I follow on YouTube, they're not talking about technical stuff. They bring the technical to practical and, like, your life as a creative. And what he was talking about in one of the things is, like, man, you need to learn how to make a portfolio. He's like, whatever, if you want to do all these jobs, use them. But what's your portfolio like? Like, what do you present up front to people? So that's what I was cleaning my page, cleaning the video portfolio. I'm like, this is what I'm selling. If you hire me for that and it's a good price, I'm going to do it. I'm just not going to post it.
Yeah. So I'm going to shift gears a little bit here. You mentioned that you're working on personal content. So what is your, and I know you said you were doing that like for marketing. What's your main thing that you talk about?
Well, right now I'm going to start focusing on doing different things. At least, for example, for TikTok, I'm forcing myself to use my phone. I never believed I was going to use my phone.
So you're making your content with your phone?
At least for TikTok.
I heard it does better, like the look.
Man, it's because I was thinking about it. I'm like, I'm gonna make something that is under a minute. Why am I gonna kill myself when I'm just gonna talk? Because for example, I posted a TikTok yesterday, and it went okay. I have been posting, I don't know how long, maybe 2 years.
Wow.
And it went okay. I was like, okay, that's good. So, for example, for TikTok, I'm trying to make like these small mini blogs. Maybe talk about what I'm doing in the day. Sometimes put like B-roll.
Get ready with me.
Not get ready with me, more like for example, if I was gonna make one about today or a story time about today, I was like, okay, I went to Greensboro, I did this, that, put some B-roll. That's it. Simple, super simple.
Are you doing voiceovers? Are you showing clips?
I'm showing clips and doing like live right there too, like right at the moment too. But for example, for my personal page, it's funny because my personal Instagram was never meant to be about pictures.
Right, and that's how most business people start.
But
it just shifts.
Nobody reaches me through so I kept the other page. I don't care how many followers I have in that one because it's portfolio.
It always happens that way, bro.
It's like this
everybody I know, don't matter what they do.
It's his portfolio. Let me rebrand my own page. So in my own page, sometimes I want to talk about certain things. I'm gonna do the second season of my podcast, which that one is in Spanish. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make sure that what I post in my page looks at least decent, so people have an idea I do visuals. Mm-hmm. You know, so making a mini blog, or I want to talk about something, or I reflect about something, give you good visuals, you know. And I'm trying YouTube now. It's funny. Like I told you, I think for video, I love documentaries, man. I love documentaries work. Like, I thought about it. I don't know if I ever want to shoot a movie. Nah. Because of all the work. Yeah.
You need a whole team.
A short film, I'll think about it.
How you do a short film with a few
10 minutes? Okay. Yeah. But documentaries, man.
You want to do a short film and put it on YouTube?
No, really. No yet.
Or you want to do like
it's look how fun it is, man. My love for doing video actually began because years ago, 3-4 years ago, on my personal page, that one died. I don't know what happened with Instagram. They used to delete all my profiles for 6 months, man. Wow. I lost so many clients. And I was making like these small reflections. I was going like close to church or my house. I'm just making like, I made a mini series of like 4 episodes. And I liked it a lot. And it was just video. I didn't know really much about video. I remember my computer at that time was dying when I was editing, bro. Man, I used to hear the fan going crazy. Yeah. But, for example, I made this mini documentary, which I love. And I want to talk about the making of it. It's a making of documentary, but I want to talk about, so first my clients or potential clients know I know what I'm doing, how much it costs to do it. And then also because I find it entertaining. Like, I myself, I don't watch TV, man. Me either. I don't watch movies no more. Like, I'm sorry, but movies are trash lately. Man, TV shows are better than movies at this point.
Oh, yeah.
But I have 3 months, I've been watching documentaries like crazy again. Different subjects. And
I went through that phase in my...
Man, it's
about a decade ago, all I used to watch.
And I think now it's cool because the documentaries now have more things they talk about than before, you know? Like, before it was like crime, nature. It was more like niche. But now they have so many other things to talk about. And I realized that. I was like, I made a documentary of an event, man. That's what I made. It was an event. Some local Charlotte artists, they made a song. It was good. I went there and I interviewed 4 or 5 of them. Took B-roll of the event. Then somebody gave me some that was dope. Somebody gave me VHS tape.
Oh, wow.
So I put it in there, man. And it was nice. I enjoyed it. And I'm thinking on that, like, I really want to do, like, documentaries, man. Like, I'm going to DR. My plan is to make a documentary about baseball players over there.
That's cool. You should vlog that, too. You should make some vlogs.
Exactly. And that's what I want to break it down, like, creating content out of the content I already make.
Yeah, that's what's up. How many subscribers you got so far?
Nah, man, I never used that YouTube channel.
Okay.
I never used it.
You're brand new with it.
I posted yesterday. I never used it. Right? I think, like, right now it's maybe like 10 people because I posted it yesterday and I haven't really even marketed. I was out of nowhere. I was like, you know, I'm gonna post it. Like, I just put it up, and I'm gonna start like just reposting and talking about it. Then make a video for next week, a little bit of what I made, and keep posting it. Like, I was cool. Man, let me just
see. Most people I get on the pod, I'm actually trying to convince them to start doing content.
Man,
They're afraid of it, so it's kind of cool to finally have somebody that.
Man, it's because like I thought about it. I was talking to my brother, and we were both talking the other day. I was like, so many people starves. You know, using it as like a metaphorical thing, or more like so many people are just starving because they're afraid.
They're unafraid. They're afraid to get uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Most,
I told myself,
most people find success when they get uncomfortable.
Because I told myself, bro, like, let's say I don't get crazy. If I made just $2,000 a month with a YouTube channel, as an extra thing out of what I already do, that's good.
That's
man.
a win, right?
That's a win.
That's better than getting a part-time job or something.
Man, that's just the YouTube. Besides my shoots,
right?
That's a win.
I be telling people like, you don't gotta be aiming to be a multi-millionaire off of YouTube.
No, man.
Extra 2,000, 1,500.
That's good.
Like
that's bills,
right?
like what you did.
That's a house payment, man.
What you did on the video, man. Like you were using Best Buy to pay bills,
right?
So I'm like, let me just make content to make extra.
Yep.
And at the end, since they're gonna know I produce my own content, they're gonna get me.
Right. Then that makes you like an authority in videography. Like,
yeah.
So I was talking to a guy the other day, and he's like, if I'm just as good as this person over here in my profession, who do the clients? He was like, nowadays, who does the client choose? I said the person that got the most followers.
Yeah, yeah.
If a photographer is just as good as you, they're gonna break it down to like who's more popular.
Exactly.
So it's a win, man. Like you got to make content.
Man, like it's just let me go back to what I was telling you about the complaints before. It's because I was there in the whole. Oh, why you gotta have so many things in social media if I'm doing it for the art? Like, man, whatever. Like, we're like, just get it out of your mind. Like, whatever it happens, we're here. You need to make. If you start complaining, if you want more clients, sadly, you have to make more content.
Right.
Like,
and if you can't make the content yourself, you can hire somebody.
You can hire somebody. Like, for example, for certain stuff, I'm thinking of hiring certain people to help me, like, have B-roll or.
I'm thinking about that too.
Of behind the scenes for certain stuff.
I need an editor.
And for example, I want to go back to weddings now.
I got 2 people that I'm courting, but
let me explain. But I'm getting what I need. I already talked to photographers and videographers and people that I know. I'm gonna bring a whole crew. Like I'm thinking now as a crew.
That. Yeah, I thought about doing that, making a video like or selling a course like how to shoot a wedding.
Now I'm thinking of that. If like okay, you want a wedding, I'm gonna always sell a second shooter for pictures. Always sell a second shooter for pictures. I always sell a second video hand for me. And
I do like knocking out weddings by myself sometimes, though.
I like it. I know. I feel like I'm pushing to trust certain people.
I got a system. So, like, does it help to have a second shooter? Absolutely. But for me, I've done them so long.
I know what you mean. Man, I shot a wedding. One of my first weddings, which was awesome. I didn't charge nowadays that I know what I did for what I did, but they love it. I think that's the best couple I shot.
Let's put it out here right now. What was the amount you charged for your first wedding?
For my first wedding?
For your first wedding, yeah.
First wedding, I charged like $500, man.
That's not bad.
For my first wedding?
That's not bad.
Like $500.
My best friend he went on to become like an awesome wedding photographer, making thousands. But his very first one, I think he charged him $800, and I helped him as a second shooter, and I made like $100. I made $100, and he gave me a flash.
Okay.
So I was like,
yeah, that's like $3.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, at the time, dude, we were stoked. Like we thought we had a gazillion dollars, man. Because it wasn't even about the money. It was like, oh snap, we finally got a wedding. And we saw getting that wedding as getting the $3,000 to $4,000.
Yeah,
later.
No, I think it's that, man. Like it's not only for the money, but you need to live out this. Like sadly, like I believe we love the arts so much that we forget to be business people.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm learning and pushing for.
Yeah,
like, I'm a businessman.
I tell people today,
but I'm a business.
Yeah, I tell people every day, like I have to hire professionals when it comes to that because that is not me. There's been periods, man, where I was struggling, and it's like the level of my work. There's no reason why I should be. It's just
that's what I told.
But I had to understand and look in the mirror and say, you're not great at business. So in addition to hiring other people. I have taken courses and try to learn.
Do you think you're not great in business or you're not great at charging?
I've gotten better with charging. That's still a thing that I'm developing, but.
Because, for example,
but that's still being bad at business though.
Okay, but let me,
I know. But
let me explain it like this.
I don't care about that stuff, man.
Let me put it like this: how you think was your performance working at Best Buy? Be honest with yourself as a salesman. From 1 to 10,
depends on what it was. That's a double-edged sword. If we were in DI, I was a beast.
You know what's funny thing? My advantage of being a jack of all trades, I do believe I wasn't even a salesman. I was supposed to be customer service. I was selling crap. That's why, for example, Nolan at some point he actually changed my position to be like in both things, because I was selling crap. Like I was plus the Spanish customers help a lot too, right. But I was always selling something since I was walking by. So he told me at some point, he's like, try to be like by home and stuff. I was like, I was selling something, and I do believe in a good salesman until it has to come with my art. That's what I'm pushing now.
Yeah. And that's how it always is. Like, yeah, you can sell things for other people. But
that's why now I'm pushing to sell my art.
My biggest thing, man, was getting to the conclusion or getting comfortable with charging somebody an amount that I couldn't pay. Like, I can't afford to hire myself.
Yeah.
Like, that took me a long time to...
Yeah.
To understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
man.
To feel comfortable telling this person this price, and I know for a fact I couldn't pay myself that. We're going to go into this segment right here where I just kind of find out a little bit about my guests before we get out of here. What do you, when you're not doing anything work-related?
Ooh.
You already said you didn't watch TV, which is one of my questions, because I like to ask people what show are they watching.
I don't watch TV like that, man. I'm sorry. Like, I stopped watching TV when I was 13, man.
Wow.
Like,
So what's some of your hobbies?
I'm learning that now because all my hobbies became work. All my hobbies became
play
work.
Video games?
So I don't play games no more, bro. Like I stopped playing games at 16. Like I play from time to time, but I want to play. But right now I'm in this stage of moving from things. Like I'm in a stage like since I'm still like I'm 23. I'm still like building my life. And I was like, let me just kill myself 1-2 years more. Like that's why I'm more focused on the business this year. I'm like, no, I know I can make a living this year. Let me focus on it. Let me grind on it. And right now, really, I would say my hobbies, which I want to get back to it, is one of the things I love is cooking, man. Like, okay. I love cooking. Like, I love the process of taking. You should make content around that, man. I'm thinking about it.
Everything ain't
but that's one of the that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons of moving to. Like, I want to make content of this from time to time.
Start a whole nother YouTube channel.
Yeah. And something else I enjoy. I love watching anime from time to time or reading manga from time to time. I love reading. That's one of the hobbies I always have. I'm always reading something, whether it is a paper, a book, a novel, just reading an article. Like, which is funny, by the way, man. Last month, new newspaper in Atlanta, like an online one, they put one of my pictures. Like they put some of my pictures. Like some clients, they interview them and they put some of my pictures in the article. That was nice, man. That was nice.
I actually love stuff like that.
That was nice.
Like getting features, and I've shot a few magazine covers.
Yeah,
like I used to get my ego going.
No, it was funny to me. I was like, cause I don't work things that I'm like, oh, I'm having this in an article, because those actually were like behind the scenes shots of a documentary, like. It's more like a reality, but it's a documentary style video that I shot for them. Okay. I took some shots for myself, but I shared it with them, and they were like, "Nice, that was nice," you know.
That's dope. So like, what's the last movie you've seen?
You caught me there, man. Oof, man, I don't remember.
Jeez. You didn't like go through the phase.
I watched it.
You don't do the Marvel movies, DC?
No, man. I went with. Oh man, I hate superhero movies now.
What? Like now, or did you like? Now, did you like them back then?
I liked them back then, man. I hate it now, man.
Yeah,
like for example, I think
it's all propaganda.
I think
now,
Marvel
man.
is in a point of now.
It's over, bro.
Of not saving. They have to recome.
It's over.
They have to recome.
Yeah.
They have to recome.
But they're not gonna do that.
They're not gonna do it. It's not worthy for them. They have to recome, man. But for example, I think the last movie I watched, it was actually with my brother. I don't know. I think it's called like Sister. I don't remember what it was. But I went to see my brother. It was November.
Dang. Okay.
That was the last movie I watched.
I don't watch much TV. I'll catch a movie here and there. Honestly, mostly what I watch is YouTube. To be honest,
That's my thing. Like,
TikTok.
I'm listening to
I'll
a
go down
podcast,
and-
like
yeah, stuff like that.
stuff like that.
But sometimes I do watch. If it's something that's trending real big, I might check it out.
Kind of willing.
And, yeah. Or like if I'm feeling like kind of a creative block as far as filming something, I might watch something to get some ideas.
Yeah. Because, for example, I'll be honest with you. I learned this from other people, not myself. A lot of people tell me that I'm good choosing music and movies. I do believe in the music. I don't know about the movies. Yeah. And I know I can criticize things because I'm mainly bright. So it's also the fact that when I watch a movie, I have to focus. Unless I love and I'm expecting this movie and I'm thinking about the lighting, I'm thinking about the script, I'm always thinking about the technical crap, and I'm right. So I kind of watch movies with people because in my head I'm like, this is weird. Why they did this? How did they did this? So
Yeah, I used to do that. Now I turn my brain off and just.
I try.
But
it happens if I like something really, like I forget about it. Like if I like it, if I'm like, okay, this is good, I forget about it. I just enjoy it. Yeah. But yeah, man, I haven't watched movies in I don't know how long. Let me check, cause I got back on HBO. No, I usually watch Game of Thrones, so nah.
Okay, so you watch?
Yeah,
Is that the spinoff? You watch
the House of Dragons? No, yeah. I wanted to watch House of Dragons because I didn't watch it. I was like, let me go back to watch all this, and then I watch House of Dragons. Gotcha. Man, it's good. Like,
I've heard a lot about it.
No, it's good.
I had never watched. It's a fun fact. I'd never watched any of Game of Thrones. But when I started working at Best Buy, this was like peak Game of Thrones. It was like the end of 2018.
Yeah,
I think it was coming up on the final season. Mm-hmm. Everybody in Best Buy talked about that show, and I was like, "What is this?"
I remember watching Game of Thrones since I was in the yard with my uncle. So to me, it was like, okay, let me watch. But no, man,
I thought y'all were tripping at first, man. But I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes, and I was like, "This is trash."
It is.
I was falling asleep.
Yeah, like that.
They was like, "Nah," they said you got to keep going.
Introduction.
Yeah, it was like you learning the characters right now. It was like make it to like episode 5 or 6, mm-hmm. and from there, bro, it was.
Yeah, there, bro. You're hooked.
But they destroyed me in the last season.
Nah, man.
I was like, what?
They lost me too. I was like, let me just finish it. But no, House of Dragons. I feel like House of Dragons right now is like peak seasons of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Since the beginning, man, it's like pop.
I'm gonna get to it, man. I got Max, HBO Max. I just haven't. For me, that's why I watch movies, cause like series give me anxiety, cause it's like it's an hour episode, it's 8 episodes, 12. I can sit down and watch a movie in an hour and a half, 2 hours. But like series give me anxiety.
I think it's weird to me because when I'm watching a series, I watch 3 episodes.
See, I can't.
And then I stop because I know I was watching it. Like I forget when I'm watching the TV show. Because I watch 2-3 episodes one day and I think I forget. But for example, I have this.
That's what they say. You don't retain it when you binge watch. You don't really retain it.
And for example, there is shows that I know unexpected. For example, I have years I don't follow a show. There is this thing in Prime. It's called El Cid. It's about Spain history. Man, it's so good. I feel like it is Game of Thrones like so people understanding the fact that it's medieval, but it's actually like. Of course, it has like fiction things, mm-hmm. but it's actually real story. It's something that happened about this general. But when they used to be like different kingdoms before becoming a country, mm-hmm. So it's really good, man. And I watched the first season. I was like, man, this is good. I watched the second season. I've been waiting for the third one for 2 years, man. And I'm like, nah, I can't be doing this, bro. Yeah. They hurting me. Yeah. But that's one of the shows that I'm like, okay, I like this a lot. And what I'm telling you, like, that show is so good that nowadays. Few movies are like comparable to it.
Yeah. Streaming content is killing the movies, man.
It's killing, man. And
there's so many good shows.
I think everybody having access to so many tools is bad to an extent, as the market always goes like this. But I think it has given the tools to the people that can create good art.
Yeah.
Like whether it is YouTube, like even movies, short films, man.
What is it? I know a few people that have put movies on. What's this? All the black people watch it. Tubi.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that. I was thinking about it. Tubi.
I've never watched Tubi.
I haven't. Somebody told me because somebody was like, "Oh, I want to create something for Tubi." I was like, what's too big?
It's very popular though.
Yeah, but somebody was like, what's too big? But the thing is also because I don't watch TV. I barely stream too, so you know.
Yeah. So man, let the people know where they can check you out, man.
At least I accept to go back to my personal page, which will be avmg.mp3. From there, you can find all my other socials in the link in my bio, whether it's YouTube, my music. My portfolio page is right there on my bio. I use Instagram more than anything.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'll put that down in the description. So, man, I appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you guys. I can't talk. I appreciate you guys for tuning into another episode. I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, like, share, subscribe, all of that good YouTube stuff. Peace out.